Hello, everyone. I am glad that you could make it. And this is Leanne Carmi. I'm sitting here in my home office. It is, I think it's beautiful and sunny out. It might be a little bit of some gray clouds out today, but I went out for a walk earlier with my son, and it was just gorgeous out. And I've got my water bottle on my desk. I have my green juice, and today I'm drinking banana, strawberry, and romaine lettuce, all organic actually, and they're actually leftovers from my green juice yesterday, and all is good on this end. I'm showing my screen, so hopefully you can see it. If you are on the phone only, you're not going to be able to see my screen, but that's all right, because I will try to explain everything to the utmost detail so that you get all the benefit out of it. And right now what I'm showing you, for those of you on the webinar, is this is a screenshot from a Google Hangout that we just did on Tuesday, and I did send it out to you, so if you didn't get it, let me know. Just hit reply to my email. And this is me with my son, who is 9.5 months old now, and he's waving because everyone's saying bye and doing peace signs, and so he's just waving on the Hangout. And in this particular Hangout, we had just shown everybody how to do some pretty ninja YouTube tricks. My friend Emily, actually, that's her on the second from the left, she actually gets first page rankings both on Google and YouTube, which are two of the top 3 search engines on the internet. And she gets top positions, and she showed exactly how she does it. And something that just, I had a little aha moment during the Hangout, but anyway, I won't ruin it for you if you haven't seen it, but you should definitely go watch it. So anyway, today I'll be showing you how I was able to get 308 leads in one day, and this is the screenshot of that, by the way. This is when it first started. I had 233 leads come in, and then a little bit later, actually it was midnight, it was 9 p.m. my time, but midnight Eastern time, which is how AWeber runs things. And so you can see I had 308 leads in one day, and actually they kept coming past midnight. And actually overall, and I'll show you this in my Gmail account, 424 messages. There's actually 2 that are just set up and final stats, but 422 leads from one email. So I'm going to show you how I did that today. But first I want to tell you a little bit about where I'm coming from. So, you look at me now, and you're on my list, and I don't know how long you've been on my list. You might have just joined. You might have been on my list for a few years now. And I've been in line for about 4.5 years, so there is a possibility that you've known me for that long and that maybe you've studied with me in the past. But I wasn't always this I didn't always know what the hell I was doing. Let's just say that. When I started, I was teaching, and I was pretty much burnt out, and I wasn't even teaching that long. I was a high school teacher. I was teaching high school ESL, and I started off in something called the New York City Teaching Fellows. And the New York City Teaching Fellows are they're basically a group of it's a group that helps people who are college graduates get into teaching, and they help you get your master's degree in education, and they place you in a school, and 99 times out of 100, or maybe I should say 999 times out of 1,000, you get placed in one of the worst schools that there is. And that's pretty much what happened to me starting out. So I started teaching in New York, and it was a pretty horrible experience. I don't know if you know any teachers, but I definitely respect teachers a lot more now. My first year was just horrendous for me. I hadn't finished school. I didn't know everything I needed to know, and I was kind of thrown in there in the worst classrooms. I think I had 48 kids in one classroom, and this is high school kids who don't feel like being there, don't speak any English, and I was like, I had no idea how to approach them or anything like that. So anyway, that got better. By my second year, I was a little bit better, and I'm seeing the volume. My volume's really high. I'm going to lower it a little bit. There, I hope that's better. So I was really bad, and I ended up, I had they kind of liked me there, but I didn't really like it. I had a principal who was pretty okay with me, not so much with the other teachers. He was okay with me, but I had some vice principals who just hated my guts for some reason. I don't think they hated me. I think they just didn't get along with me for whatever reason. They thought very different from the way I thought. And so I would get constantly observed, and as a teacher, that's just nerve-wracking, especially when you're a new teacher and you really know what you're doing. So, long story short, my wife, Donna, ended up moving for her job a little further south to New Jersey, to central Jersey, so we down by Toms River. And over the summer vacation, we moved down there, and there's a bus that goes to New York, and I could have still made it to work. But the day before the first day of school, I couldn't I couldn't take the thought of going back. So I called up and I quit, and I sent them a resignation note. And I didn't have a job at the time. I didn't have anything lined up. The next day, I got an interview with a school in Lakewood, New Jersey, and I got in. And now, so let me tell you about Lakewood, New Jersey, right? And for those of you coming on, I'm just letting you know, this is me and my son, by the way. Anyway, so I was in Lakewood, New Jersey. This is a neighborhood where kids get shot. Like kids shoot each other at night. There's shootings at night. People get killed. It's not a place that you want to walk around after dusk, basically. And this is the school I was at, and I went in there, and I was like, oh my God, this school is so awesome, because, where I came from in New York was, like, so horrendous. And I was also, more experienced and stuff. And so I got to a point where I was like, this is all right, I can do this. But again, it was all the politics that, I guess, it's not just teachers. Everyone has it. You probably experience it in your job. It's just all that politics of people observing you and telling you how to do what you need to do, and watching you, and it's like observations, and you get negative feedback and not so much positive feedback. And after a while, I was just like, you know what? I guess it's all right, but I don't know. I needed something else. So after my third year of teaching, that's when I started looking for something else. And actually, it was summer vacation again, and my wife and I were sitting down in our apartment in Toms River. We had this apartment that was actually on Barnegat Bay, which was pretty awesome. There's pretty much Barnegat Bay is the water that connects to the Atlantic Ocean. And it was right behind our house. We had kayaks, and we'd jump in there and go kayaking, or we'd go crabbing. There were lots of crabs in there. But anyway, we're sitting around in the summer, and my wife was like, you need to get a part-time job. Because we're struggling a little bit. And I was like, all right, let me start looking. So I went, and I went on Monster and Career Builder and all those sites. And I kept looking, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to spend my summer working in retail for $10 an hour. I'm just not going to do that. And that, my friends, is when I discovered the online world. And like I said, I'm showing you today how I got 308 leads in one day, how one email got me over 420 leads. But it wasn't like that when I started, right? I was a confused mess, and I remember I started off, there's this guy, Rich Jerk. I forgot his real name, but he had this whole thing with the Rich Jerk, and that's the first thing that I found. It was like a $10 or $7 ebook. And I got this CD and the ebook, and I had no idea what the heck I was doing with it. I read it, and I was like, this is nonsense. I don't understand a single word. Next thing, I got sucked into this business opportunity called Carbon Copy Pro, right? Really, really good guys running that, but I still didn't know what I was doing. So I started off, I was looking at it, and it was a lot of money. It was I don't know, there was a $250 product, and then you had to pay about $1,000, and then it was $8,000 and $12,000. So overall, I think it was $20,000 or $30,000 that that you kind of you had to spend on there. And I just I kind of bought the beginning product, and I was trying to figure it out, and how do I make the money, and it just didn't it didn't sink in. So I started studying with this guy named Howie Schwartz. You might have heard of him. And he was teaching an SEO course, right? He was teaching how to rank on Google. And so I took his course, and then I took it again. He had like a second version and I got a discount on it. And then I ended up winning another course with him. And this is my 4th year teaching now, right? I'm trying to figure this stuff out. My wife wanted me to get a second job, and instead I spent all this money instead of making money. I was like feeling kind of like an idiot, and I'm trying to study really hard. And then I get to a place where it's the end of my 4th year teaching. And, you know, it's like it's time to make a change, right? Summer vacation's coming around. I don't get paid as much in the summer being a teacher. We needed money, and I went to Howie's house, and I had taken all these courses with him. I'd won some free courses with him. I'd won some competitions, and I was like, Howie, why don't I teach your courses for you, right? Because I was a teacher and everything, and I knew all this stuff, and he knew I knew it because I basically won all his competitions. And he's like, okay. So he started paying me a fee every month to teach his courses. And in the same time, I got some SEO clients, and I was making money that way. And so I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to quit my job because I'm making money online. And it was kind of silly of me, right? Because, you know, all this time I was thinking, well, I don't want to have a boss. I don't want to have a boss. And here I was creating more bosses for myself because now I have this guy who I need to do work for, right? Basically, I made myself a freelance contractor is what I did. And then I'm doing SEO, so I've got like all those people who are now my bosses, and I need to report to them. And basically, I just created a situation for myself where I was like, yes, I'm working from home, but oh crap, I have all these people to report to again, and it's just not what I want. And so that's when I started getting more into network marketing and things like that. And I kept working with a few of the guys like Howie and Mark and you know, people who basically were you know, I was doing some work for them and helping other people. And it just got to the point where, you know, something happened, and it was like I was looking around and I was like, okay, well, I'm getting paid, I'm working from home, life's pretty good, but all these people who I'm coaching, because by then I was doing some coaching and I was doing more courses online, and I was like, okay, well, I'm getting paid okay for this, right? I'm making a living, but what is it about it that all these people I'm teaching are coming back to me and going, I just quintupled my earnings online, or like I would teach mobile marketing, and I would do like a coaching session, and people would go from whatever they were doing, they'd go to like making $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, and I was like, well, shit, excuse my foul language, but this is how I was thinking, like, you know, how come I can't do that? Like, how come I can teach them, but I can't actually make that kind of money? Like, what's wrong with me is what I was thinking. Like, I know all this stuff. Why am I not getting those types of results? And what I didn't realize was, and my wife had to bring this up to me, because she's like, you know all this stuff. You should be making so much money. You have all these people who know a lot less than you, and they're not doing anything at this point, right? And anyway, to cut a long story short, I ended up going with my wife to an event with Empower Network, and you've probably seen my links from Empower Network and whatnot. But so I went with her there, and we talked to this dude named Toby Black. And after talking to him, I just had this huge realization, and I was like, well, and my wife actually had this realization after talking to everybody at the event, which is, she's like, Leanne, I know what's missing. It's your story. It's the mindset and the story. And so what I started doing was I started focusing on my mindset. And this is something that they teach inside of Empower Network as well. And so I've changed things. And so you're looking at, like, you know, 308 leads, and you're probably going, oh, that's a technical thing. No, it's not for me. All right? It wasn't a technical thing, because the technicality of it was basically, you know, it was simple. I had to write something. I think you know how to write, right? What it is I had to change my mindset, and I had to realize that I need to build myself up. So I started working on just doing some reading every day. Not reading, you know, like the Sookie Stackhouse series, which I've already finished anyway, but reading things like The Greatest Manifestation Principle in the World, and the 50th Law by Robert Greene and 50 Cent, and just reading empowering books and listening to empowering audios, which, if you see this on the screen, this is an audio from the Inner Circle, and I listen every day. So I'm on minute 31 from yesterday. I'm going to listen some more today. And anyway, it's these sorts of things that have allowed me to get to the point where all of a sudden I was like, okay, I see how this works, and I can take that big step to do that. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. I'm going to take a sip of my green drink, and we'll get started. And I don't see too many people logged in. Most people are on the phone. Actually, everybody is on the phone today. So I will definitely talk things out for you so that you understand. And if you have any questions, I'm sorry, I have no idea how you're supposed to ask questions on this, but I can maybe try to unmute people, or we'll just leave it for email. You can just shoot me questions via email, and I'll answer them via email or next time. So here we go. So here's a screenshot, and what you're looking at is my Aweber account on the day after the email I sent went out. 308 leads in one day. That was after midnight. Leads kept coming in. Here's my Gmail inbox, and I've done a search for the link that I sent out. Okay, this is through Archemax, which I'll talk about. And as you can see, 424 total messages. I know that this message is not one of those leads being added, so I'm ignoring it. And there's another one if I go to the first screen where Christine sent me my stats. Okay, so -2, and basically we have 422 leads from one email, and they are still coming in randomly every day from this one email, right? They're still like stragglers or whatever, people checking their inbox late. So this is pretty incredible from just one email, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. And the site that I use is called Archemax. So I'm going to go to Archemax real quick. And Archemax is this newsletter that goes out, and as you can see, they've got like news on the front, different things. And I actually went to advertise with them down on the bottom where it says advertise with us. And I contacted them. I actually have a login now because I'm already a customer, but I just contacted them, and I was able to go in, and here I'll look at my Easy and Ad stats. And I spoke with Christine, and I said, I told her what I was doing and what I was looking for. She gave me some advice about it. She told me, what I could split test, what I could do. I was going to run something else. She said, most people try this first, and I said, okay, I'll take your advice. And basically, I just got on the phone with her. I listened to her, and here, let me run this. Let's do this month and run that. And so basically, I ran a test. Okay, I ran a test, and what I got from this test was I tested out 2 different subject lines. All right, so here they are. So here's the first subject line. It says no, 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 and the second one says free video money getting formula. Now check this out. They got almost the same number of impressions, but the one email, no, 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 got way more opens. Okay, so the open rate for that email is 6.74%. The open rate for the other one is 4.4%. Okay, so big difference, right? So now I know which subject line did better, and I'm going to try to beat it, or I'm going to try to perfect my actual copy inside the actual email. All right, so the open rate, unique opens, again, big difference. And then clicks, so the one that got open more obviously got more clicks. The click-through rate, 0.68% on no, 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 0.39% on the free video money getting formula. And basically those are the number of clicks I got all together is about 1792. Okay, 1,792 clicks altogether. All right, and that's all the stats there, the grand totals. Unique clicks, 1,590. So from 1,590 clicks, I got 422 leads. And let me just tell you that conversion rate, because that's pretty awesome, right? So 422 divided by 1,590. So that's a 26.5, almost a 27% conversion rate. Okay, 27% conversion rate. That's pretty good. So let's just back up for a second, because what this is called, by the way, is solo ads. And I just want to back up and explain why I even did this, right? And I'll show you the email. And the reason I did this is because when I went to an event and I spoke with some of the top earners in this company that I'm promoting, I said, you know, my questions to them was always this. First of all, what landing pages are they using? Did they basically? I wanted to know, do I need to create my own landing page, right? Did they create their own? Is there a certain one that they're using? And then I wanted to know what method of promotion worked best for them. And every single one I talked to said the same thing. They said, I just started off using these landing pages from the company, and I used solo ads. And I said, okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. So, and I'm going to show you my my back office real quick in Empower Network. Let me go in there just so you can see it, and I'll just log in so you can see. All right, so basically, and let me pause this thing here. Basically, these are the products, right? The Fast Start, the Inner Circle, the Costa Rica Intensive. I went to the 15K formula, and I did two things. I watched the first video here, okay, setting clear intentions for income, and this was a game changer for me because David Wood walks you through this these steps where he has you imagine in a certain way your goal, and it makes it so that there's no way you can't reach it. And I can't explain it. You've got to do this. He's like a master of NLP, I think. And then I just skipped all this stuff. I was like, well, I'm going to do what works. I'm not going to waste my time. I have a son. I don't have a lot of time. I just went right here, Solo Ad Part 1. And I want to show you this because this is the screen I've had open for a little while. I'm on minute 110 of the second training. This is the second training of the solo ads. I haven't even finished, and I was already able to do that. And I'm like, well, I need to finish the training, but I'm taking action, and that's key. Like, if you're going to write anything down, it's take action every single day. So anyway, here we are at this point, and so I sent out this email, and I got all these leads. And basically, let me show you this email that I sent out. And here it is, and I don't know if it's big enough, so I'll read it for you. Basically, I've got, in the firm field, I've got Leanne Carmy, CEO, and I've got little squigglies around it just for it to catch attention. I have those two subject lines I told you about. The first one is no, 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 and the second one says free video money getting formula. I've got the link there that I wanted them to use, which I pulled up in my Gmail. And then here's the copy I wrote, okay? They're paying out millions in commissions. You've got to see this. Click here. Now anyone can begin making money with no selling, no explaining, no inventory, no hotel meetings, no chasing family, no losing friends, no technical skills, no experience necessary. Just follow their money-getting formula. Go get your formula here, and that's a link. Your formula here. So basically, that was the email that I wrote, and I got that by looking at different emails that have worked before. And I went to Archimex, and I think the price was about $600 to send it. I sent it out, and I got all these leads. So if you look at the cost, and was it $670 maybe, or let's just say $675 because I'm not sure. It's either $675 or $645. Let's just divide that by 422, and I'm getting leads for under $2. And these are targeted leads in the industry, right? These are people who are interested in making money from home, and I'm getting them for $1.50. That is super, super, super cheap. Super, super, super cheap. And they're high quality leads. In fact, I already made some sales from them. So what we're looking at is I've got the email. I'm testing out two subject lines. Now I know that this one is way better, right? I know one of the subject lines works way better. I can rerun it, and I can promote it. But now let's talk about how you can use solo ads, right? Because there are a couple of different ways. And I know I sent this webinar out to a large group of people. And some of the people are, you might be you might be one of the people who got in because of this email. You might look at this and say, hey, I kind of remember that email, or you might not. And so I'm going to talk to you and explain, how you can use this. I also have people on my list who are in mobile marketing and affiliate marketing in general, and I'm going to tell you how you can use solo ads in your marketing. And who else? And I think I have my my Solovate people on here, which is my network marketing company, and so I'm going to show you how you can use solo ads as well. And starting off, I want to show you a site that is pretty simple. It's called SafeSwaps.com, and let me see if I need to log in. Yeah, let me log in here. All right, so Safe Swaps is a place where you can actually buy some solo ads for cheap to test things. And I actually used them for a little while, a few months actually. And I took note of, like, when I swapped with people, and I just did swaps which don't cost anything. I would swap emails with people. And so I would send an email, and and they would send an email, and we would try to match clicks, basically, to make it fair. And I would see, because they would give me their swipe, I'd give them mine. I would keep trying to make my swipe work better and get more clicks and opens, and they would do the same thing. And so I went through and I grabbed the emails that worked really well. And this subject line, I basically snagged from someone else. I saw someone using that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try that, because that worked really well on my list before. So I tried it, and lo and behold, it works like crazy, right? So I recommend that no matter what you're doing, you start with something like this. And there's a lot of people here in business opportunities, so that's not necessarily this is not necessarily going to work for other things unless it's like weight loss and things like that. But if you're in other niches, especially all my affiliate marketers, if you're in other niches, this is not going to be the best place for you unless you just want to try out, again, subject lines and send out a biz op offer or a weight loss offer. But what I recommend you do, though, is test different subject lines. So, the 675 test was after I tested some things here. So I knew that I would get some results from it. Well, I didn't know, because I'd never advertised with ARCMAX before. I didn't know if they were any good. And in fact, I went and advertised with Majon, and they did terrible for me. I feel like their clicks were fraudulent or something. But ARCMAX went really well. And it's just a matter of testing and testing. So, okay, so if you are an affiliate and you want to use solo ads, what you would do is you would go to a place like ARCMAX or Majon, if you feel comfortable with that, and you select to email different parts of their lists, right? So they've got different portions of their list that, some of them obviously in BizOp, others might be parents, others might be different niches. You talk to them and you say, hey, I want to advertise for this or that, for this niche, and you send out your solo ad. Make sure that you test something. Make sure you test your subject line to start out. In the future, you can test, HTML versus text email, whatever you want to say. And your goal is to get as many opens and as many clicks as possible to your landing page. Now, here's the thing. If you're promoting an affiliate offer and you're sending people directly to an offer, you really can lose money that way. So what I recommend doing is grabbing your own lead. All right, so you're going to want to test your landing page and get your own leads, and then send them to that offer and send them to another offer, and you're going to make your money back. So that's for my affiliates. For my my Solvay guys, you can use this to get leads in Solvay, but if you're in the ACE system, like I think most of you are, I think it's better to just purchase the ACE leads if you're gonna do something like that. These leads are gonna be a little bit better than the ACE leads because they're gonna be exclusive to you, but at the same time it's gonna be more expensive because the ACE leads you can get for under $1. So just consider that. You might want to test this, but you can try it out. The other thing is I want to talk about Empower Network for my Empower Network people, because again, Empower Network is where people are using solo ads to make really big commissions. All right, the people who are making 6 figures and above per month, or 5 figures and above per month, are doing solo ads. And so what's really important here, what's really important to do with the solo ads is, first of all, you want to make sure that you're getting the clicks, right? That you're getting the opens and the clicks, which you do that by testing, right? I've had subject lines that didn't get very many opens at all, and then I found this one that did really well. This one actually did pretty well too, but this one just beat it out, all right? And the other thing is that you want to make sure is that you have a highly converting landing page. So my landing page converted at 25%, actually over 25%. If your landing page converts really low, then you're going to be spending more money per lead. Okay, you're going to be spending more money per lead. So highly recommend having a good landing page. And finally, solo ads starting out, if you're using Safe Swaps or something like that, then you're really going to have, it's gonna be a low barrier to entry, right? The cost of running those are pretty low, and it's for testing and everything, and you can get some pretty good leads with that. But the way that you really make money with anything is to have big numbers, right? It's the law of averages. The more leads you have, the more you're going to make overall, and the more money you make back. But the thing is, if you're selling, first of all, if you're sending this to a $1 CPA offer, you're not necessarily going to make your money back, right? In this case, I would have, right? If it was a $1 offer and I got, or no, I wouldn't have. I would have been like $200 short, right? So if it was $2, I would have made money on this, because it was like what, $6.75 or something like that. I forget the exact amount, or $6.65. I don't even know. So the thing is, if you want to make money back on it, you need to have a highly converting front end, and you need to have good back end offers. You have to have upsells in the back, right? So again, if you're sending directly to an affiliate offer, you're not going to make any more. You want to capture the leads for yourself, and you want to make sure that you upsell people, right? You want to make sure to upsell. So the way that I do this with Empower Network, the reason I was able to spend this kind of money and mail out is because I know that every paid person in Empower Network, everyone that comes in and joins at the $25 level, which is a blog level, is worth, and I get this from other people on Empower Network, is worth anywhere between $400 and $600. All right. So what does that mean? That means that with just basically 2 paid people, I've basically made more than the money back, right? So, and again, this is what it is when you have the different products. This is the $25 product comes with the blog, and I'll show that to you, and it comes with the 8 videos. And the next one is the Inner Circle, and this is the stuff that I listen to, like this on my desktop, right? I'm on number 9, and I just download these and listen to them, right, on a daily basis. And then you've got the Costa Rica Intensive, which basically shows you, and this is great for my Solvay people, my network marketing people. You don't have to be my network marketing people. You could be in any network marketing business. This is an awesome product because it really teaches you how to be amazing at your business. And watching some of these videos, I haven't even gone through all of them, I was able to change some things in my network marketing business that allowed me to recruit, I think it was 19 people in the last 2.5 weeks or something like that. And coming up a few more later today. So this is pretty amazing stuff. This is not like nothing like anything I've seen before anyway. Then there's the 15K formula, which I showed you before, where again I just watched the first video, the 6th, and half of the 7th, and I was able to do this. This is all I needed, and there's so much stuff in here. Like I don't even know if I'll ever get to all of it. And finally, there's the Master's course, which really shows you, this is a course with all the top earners, the people who are making like high 6 figures and even millions with Empower Network, and they show you how they do it. And when you've got all these products, then it makes sense to advertise like this. It's kind of funny, like people starting in a business like this. I don't know, do you hear my son out there? He's kind of fussy. I think he needs to nurse him, and I'll end with you guys in a little bit so I can take care of him. He's out with the babysitter. But anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, when you have all these products and you have the ability to get 100% commissions on pretty much all of them, I think the Master's course is the only one that's you get $3,000 in commissions when someone purchases it. You don't get the full $3,500. But when you have this ability, then it makes sense to advertise big. And people make this mistake, right? They go into something like this and they don't go all in. They're like, oh, well, let me just get the the Inner Circle, let's say, and let me just get the blog in the Inner Circle, and I'll make the money. And the thing is, they're passing up all these sales, right? So like they join me, right, and then someone joins them and goes all in, because a high percentage of people go all in. And so the person goes all in, and I get the commission. I'm like, okay, thank you. Don't you want to upgrade now? Because you just missed the commission. And so they're going to miss thousands of dollars in commissions because they didn't go all in. So it's kind of silly not to do that. plus you limit yourself, because the way you make money back and the way you're able to advertise and make more is by being positioned like that. So, and again, this is for my Empower Network people. If you're not in Empower Network, you can just request a link from me. I will send you a link to it, and you'll be able to join me and work with me, and I'll of course share all the different tactics with you, and I'll get you on my team site, so that you can have access to some swipes and have access to our Aweber autoresponder and a lot of other cool things. So if you need a link, just shoot me an email and I will get you one. What else did I want to show you? So I showed you how I got those 422 leads, 308 of them in one day, how it was just one email with ArcMax. And yeah, what else can I show you? I see some people popping on late. Hey, Michael. Oh, hey, Anu. What's going on? So, and I see Ken on the phone as well. So it's nice to have you guys here. I might try to unmute you guys and see if you have any questions. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's you know, it's simple when you have the tools for it. When you have the highly converting landing pages, when you have the upsells on the back end, and when you have the training, you know, there's no way you can get it wrong. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, let me see what questions you guys have. Let me unmute Ken, and let's see. Yo, Ken, can you hear me? Do you have a mic plugged in? Hello, Ken? Are you there? All right, let me mute him back up. Oh, there's something. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like he was trying to talk, but I didn't hear anything, so I'm gonna mute him back up. And wish I knew how to have people raise their hands. And let me unmute Michael. I see Michael just got on. Hey, Michael, can you hear me?
It was completed last month.
Michael, can you hear me?
It was a total disaster. I hate to read this going.
All right, sounds like Michael has something going on in the background, so I'm going to mute him back up. And let me see, Anu. I don't see Anu connected, so Anu, I don't know if you can even hear me, because I don't see you on the connection list, but I guess you can see my screen. So, guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you today. Is this is pretty easy, and I'm happy to show you how to do this. And of course, you want to make sure it makes sense to advertise like this. You want to have the ability, you want to be positioned to receive as much money back as possible, and then you can just go all out. And really, I guess the other thing I want to say is, whatever you want to do, it can be done in one action a day, whatever you want to reach. Like, I've got my green juice here. I'll shake it so you can hear it. Got my green juice, and all it takes to get healthier is to nourish my body like that once a day, a green juice a day. Now I've got my water bottle, right? Drink 10 cups of water a day, and that's all it takes to stay healthy. And the same thing with marketing. You do, you know, one blog post a day. That's what I was going to show you. I was going to show you my blog. So here's my blog, and you can get to it by going to empowernetwork.com/bettereducated. And I wonder if I can put that in the chat for you guys. There we go. So the two of you that are on the chat might see that. And that's, you know, this is my blog, and I just blog every single day, and I share it. I blog and I share it. I blog and I share it. And if you're my Facebook friend, you see it on Facebook. And it's that simple. And this is a blog that converts. You know, it's got my picture on here with my son, and it's got, you know, really strong banners. And then when people click on it, they opt in. And so I just do this once a day. A lot of times I do videos like, I've got how to tell your story, which I wrote yesterday, and I've got a video, and I have like 2 bloopers on the video. It's really silly. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. And I have these 2 bloopers where I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. So you'll see me doing that. So it's, you know, it's fun, and it's one action a day, and no matter what you're working on, whether it's your network marketing company, whether you're an Empower Network, whether you're doing affiliate marketing, just one action a day will get you to huge goals. You know, you think about big goals and you go, oh my God, how do I get there? One action per day gets you there. So if nothing else, remember that from today. If you have any questions about this call, if you want to ask me something about the leads, about the email marketing, about Empower Network, about Solvay, about affiliate marketing, about mobile marketing, whatever it is, you have my email, right? That's how you got here. So shoot me an email, and I will be happy to answer your questions. I love you. I love you all. And whatever you need, just let me know. All right? Love you guys, and I will see you actually tonight, if you can make it to the 6 p.m. call, the 6 p.m. hangout. I'm going to be watching it. My babysitter leaves at 6, so I can't actually be on there and do anything except let my son be fussy and screamy, or just ooh and ah at the people on the hangout. So I just watch it. But I hope to see you guys there. That's going to be. I will send you a link actually. Here, I'll send it in the chat now, and then I'll send it to you via email. It's Team Take Massive Action. There you go. So if you're in the chat, you can grab that, and that's for 6 p.m. tonight. And that's pretty much every night at 6 p.m. except Mondays. Mondays I send you the Empower Network calls because they're pretty awesome. They're good for no matter what you're doing, right? That's pretty much it, folks. Like I said, love you all, and I will be in touch with you via email. Talk to you soon.